This is what is called a favorite clothes dryer. They were made under multiple names and various patent dates. The earliest I've seen is a Perfection, about 1887. This particular model, I believe the patent was around 1899. They were made by, at least the favorites, were made by the Gem Manufacturing Company in Pennsylvania. Now, most of the dryers that I've seen, you end up buying them like this. They don't have the mount. They would take these off the wall and sell them, but they would never take the mount off. So I found one that had a special double height mount. So here's the arms, and right here's the lock mechanism. And that locks in, and these open up. Now, one of the things that you don't ever see is this mount. So you can bring it down and lock it in, or you can bring it up and lock it in. Now, when I got mine, I hunted and hunted to find the base, never could find the base. So what I ended up doing was I found one that did have a base, and the person let me take measurements so that I could do a double. Now, most of them are just single and they're cut off right there. And the way this comes off, first you would bring that down, pull this arm out, and slide it right up and off the wall. So then you end up with basically just like this second one that I bought. So I've got some screws in the wall to hold it, and I'm going to show how to make a wall mount for this thing, so that if you do have one of these, you can hang it on the wall the way it was supposed to be. And as you can see from the inset pictures, I use mine quite a bit. I prefer air drying over a regular clothes dryer. Now, to make the mount, this is nothing but a piece of 2x4. I think it was a Douglas fir. For the two height, you need 31 inches. For just a single, now these were, let me back up, that this was, the measurements were taken exactly from an original. This is 5.5, so you come down 5.5 right there. And so a single is going to be about 18.5 inches. So the way I did it is I put it in a table saw and I cut a slot. It's 1/4 inch. Now, if you wanted to, if you didn't have a table saw, you could take a piece of board that was, what is this? It's about 3/8 of an, just under 3/8 of an inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'd be 5/16. 5/16 and another piece of 5/16, and then a piece of 1/4 inch, and glue them together. But if you have access to a table saw, it's so much easier to just, and I didn't even use a dado. I just kept cutting the slot until I got it 1/4 inch, did the other, and then in here, I just took the table saw and I just kept going across and cutting that down to that. And if you look, you can actually see the marks where I did it. And that has to be inch and an eighth. So that is the measurements on how to build one of these, because you almost never see them. I've only seen one ever. So I will go ahead and make another one and show you just exactly how it's done, because I've got one more of the dryers and I need a base. Now, since I'm only doing a single height back plane, I've got it cut to 18.5 inches. This is just an old piece of 2x4. So I got one side cut, and I'm going to take my ancient Sears table saw and cut it to 1.5 inches. That's what the gap is. That's my scrap, and this is my 1.5 inches. Now I've just got to reset and cut it to 1 inch. Now with my gap reset to 1 inch, I'm going to cut it again. So now I have my 1.5 inches by 1 inch, which is the basic piece of this. So now I just got to take my pencil, measure down, right there, and right there. Do the other side because I don't have a square with me. Right there, and right there. And that's the piece that's got to get cut out. But I've also got to put that slot in. So at this point, I've got the blade set to 5/16 of an inch high, which is the depth of that groove, and 1/2 inch, because this is a 1 inch piece, and I need to put it in the center, and then I'll work my way out. So it's got to be like that. First groove. I got to do the other side. Now I've just got to offset this to keep making the cut wider. Well, if my calculations are correct,
I've got that. This has got to get one more pass, and I should have my 1/4 inch. And where did my... fell on the floor. Okay, so that is 1/4 inch. That's just a whisker under 1/4. I'll have to put it on the thing and see if it actually is correct. So the question I had was, would it fit? Yes, it does. Take the other end just to verify. Yep. Flip it around. Yep. Don't fall. Flip it around again. Okay. So we're good. I've just got to cut those lines right there. I now have the blade set to 3/8 of an inch because that is the depth of that. And so I got to cut that out. Alright, make noise. See, that cut just where it should be. That cuts where it should be. Now I just got to take all that out. And there is my cut. Got a little bit of stuff here I got to take out. Good enough. There. That should fit. So as you can see here, get this out of the way, the slots line up and it should work. So we'll take this and this, slide it down. Get it beyond the, there we go. And that locks in to that, which then will hold it so that when it's up on the wall, it's not going to fall on the floor. So I think we did it. I just need to on these, I've got to get some screws, bevel the holes so that it'll be flush, so that it'll slide, and put it together. I've got a couple brass screws, and I've got a taper bit and a drill bit, and I've got to drill those 2 holes. taper bit in, or chamfer, whatever. Make sure that that sets flush. I guess I'm going to have to grab the impact, run that in. Okay. It's got to be tapered just a touch more because the head is proud. We can't have that. Let's try that. Okay, so that gets it flush. Got to do the other side. Yep, that's good. So now I just got to finish it. I think this was done with either walnut or special walnut to kind of match. So that's what I'm probably going to do, is dig up some special walnut and finish it. And then put a coat of shellac on it to protect it. And we're ready to install it. I got some Old Masters special walnut stain here, and so we'll just quickly put a coat of that on. It'll get it close to what it was, or what it might have been. I don't recall the exact color that the original was. I didn't really take note of it. I was more interested in the dimensions. I thought at the time the dimensions were more important than the finish. Foam brush makes a quick work of that slot. There. Get something and wipe that down. We'll see how it looks. I think I got something here. Yeah, got an old cloth. See what happens. No, that is not what I was hoping for. That is not special walnut. That must have been dark walnut. Okay, well, reset, do it again. Okay, take two. I have Varathane dark walnut. So, we'll try it again. Obviously, I do not know my stains and stuff. That's not my forte. Alrighty. Let's see how that looks. if it's any better. That's getting there. I think we get a coat of shellac on that. I think it'll look better. I think. Yeah. I guess we'll end up going with that. I have a can of Zinsser Amber Shellac, and I'm going to put a coat on this mount, and when that dries I will put it on the wall. It'll give it a little bit of protection. It'll also give it a little bit deeper color. Generally, I go ahead and put the amber shellac on that when I restore it. It just gives it a little bit of color and makes it look a little better. Okay, there we go. Now what I thought I'd do with this extra favorite clothes dryer is I'd put it out on the porch and use it in the summertime. So I've got my mount, and I'm figuring about like that. Let me put a level on it. That's pretty good. Try to get it centered here. Yep, that's good enough. Alright, so put the first screw in. Well, it's hard. There we go. Got it started. Probably should have pre-drilled because it was brass. Alright, that's good. We'll go with that. It's flush. There. So now I should be able to take this and engage it. There we go. Come on. Oh, you caught. There we go. There. So it'd be like that. And then, if I want to use it, I'll do that. So anyway, that is how you make a wall bracket for the clothes hangers. It doesn't have to be the favorite clothes hanger. There's many brands, but they all pretty much mount the same, and you rarely ever get them out. So there you go.
That's how it's done. Just like that.